So we're here with the beautiful Pallavi Sharda, first ever Australian Indian actress in Bollywood. Growing up in Australia, did you still have a very strong Indian influence? Like, did you still watch Bollywood movies, or were you completely westernized?
Oh no, I was completely influenced by Bollywood and Indian culture. I think the reason I wanted to come and work in Bollywood films is because of that influence. If I was completely westernized in that way, the impetus would not have been there, because the whole thing about coming to India was about learning more about my culture, and because of a pull I felt and a longing that I felt towards it. And Bollywood, as a child, was a conduit towards learning more about Indian culture. And as an artist and a performing artist, it just seemed like the logical kind of next step in terms of what I wanted to do.
So you went to Melbourne University and studied law, completely different from Bollywood. What made you decide, like, was it the plan to come to Bollywood after and try to make it, or did you want to be a lawyer?
Well, law was a part of my degree. I did law and media
Okay, yep,
communications.
okay.
So I did a double degree and a diploma in French. So I kind of kept the artistic passion alive through that latter degree. However, law was all encompassing, and I sort of spent 4 or 5 years of my life just feeling like I was going to be a lawyer. But no, the Bollywood dream never died. I, in fact, used to teach dance at Melbourne Uni, Indian dance at Melbourne Uni.
Done some international films as well. Like, is there a big difference from working in an Aussie film compared to working in Bollywood?
Completely. I mean, it's chalk and cheese. I think an Australian film, or any international film for that matter, has a level of discipline which lacks in Bollywood. And I think that, you know, the hierarchy of Bollywood doesn't exist outside. You'll have the biggest stars eating with one another and eating with crew and respecting crew. Whereas in Bollywood, what I've seen is that there's a real segregation between different members of the fraternity and different members of the crew on a film set. So as an Australian, I find that really hard to stomach sometimes. But yeah, I mean, that's what you get for being an Aussie in Bollywood.
Well, thanks again. It was lovely meeting you. I have the pleasure to interview the beautiful Bollywood goddess, Zarine Khan. I heard that you were just at a set and you kind of just got handpicked to be in this Bollywood movie.
Yes, I did.
What was that's like every girl's dream. What was going on through your head?
Well, it was a dream for me too, and you know, when that was done and when I actually started filming for my first film with the person who had picked me, and he is supposed to be a superstar of our Hindi film industry, and I am his hugest fan. So when I met him, I actually met him as a fan, you know, was very excited, starstruck, and couldn't believe my luck that, oh my God, I'm finally meeting this person whom I have been idolizing. And the conversation was a very simple one, how a fan would have with, you know, her idol. And just there in the middle of that, he started asking me things like, so do you have your pictures and all? And I remember that time in India, we had recently got the new camera phones and all. So we used to click our pictures. I'm like, yeah, I do. And I showed him my pictures. And he's like, no, not these pictures. Do you have your portfolio pictures, you know? And I'm like, no, I don't. I mean, and I was wondering, why is he even asking me that? And that was the moment when he called his own photographer, his own designer. They got clothes for me, and the hair and makeup was done, and they're clicking me. And I had no idea what's happening with me. And I was just very excited. Oh my God, what are they doing with me? I'm just very excited. And by the end of that day, I get to know that, okay, he's doing a film and he selected me for that. I couldn't believe my stars. I couldn't believe whether this was real, you know. The film that we shot was a period drama, was a historical film that we shot. So it was shot for a very long duration. It was almost shot for a duration of 1.5 years, on and off. For 1.5 years, I couldn't believe that this was real. I mean, I remember just staring at him, and he's like, what's happening? I'm like, no, I can't believe this is happening. You know, it was just very funny.
Anyone in the media, like, you're gonna put yourself out there, and people are gonna be mean online, and how do you deal with that?
Because I've come to the fact that, you know, nothing is permanent here. If today they're criticizing you, tomorrow they will be with all praises for you.
Thriller, did you do any, like, sex scenes?
I did.
How was that?
Well, you know, first of all, I was very, very hesitant to do something like that since I'd never done something like that before. I was worried because I had this whole clean image of a princess, of a very cute girl next door kind of a thing. I wasn't sure whether my fans are ready for this. So I said, okay, let me just take the risk. Otherwise, I wouldn't get my answer, you know. I'd rather try and get my answer rather than just not doing it and then thinking, what if? I don't like having what ifs in my life. So I did that, and thankfully I'm very happy that it really worked wonders for me. And I think because of that film, now this year I'm going to be having 3 films in my career.
Wow. Do you want to hang out when you come to Melbourne? I'll show you.
I would love to. I would love to. I am so looking forward to that trip, and I have heard such great things about Australia. And I'm single, so I would love to meet your friend.